my school day. Hello, my name is Lily. I am 10 years old and I live in a big city. Today I want to tell you about an exciting adventure I had at school. It was a special day filled with surprises, fun activities and valuable lessons. This is the story of my school adventure. It all started one sunny Monday morning. I woke up early, feeling excited because our teacher, Miss Johnson, had told us that we would have a special adventure day at school. My friends and I had been looking forward to this day for weeks. We didn't know exactly what to expect, but Miss Johnson had promised that it would be a day full of surprises and fun. After breakfast, I packed my backpack with the usual things: my lunch, a water bottle, and my favourite notebook. My mum also gave me a small bag of snacks to share with my friends. I kissed my parents goodbye and headed to school with a big smile on my face. When I arrived at school, I saw that everyone was just as excited as I was. My friends Emma, Jack, and Sophie were already there, talking about what the day might bring. We quickly joined the rest of our classmates in the classroom where Miss Johnson was waiting for us. "Good morning, everyone," Miss Johnson greeted us with a cheerful smile. Today is our school adventure day and I have planned a lot of fun activities for us. We will be exploring different parts of the school, learning new things and working together as a team. Are you ready for the adventure? Yes, Miss Johnson, we all shouted in unison. Great. Let's get started, she said. Our first activity was a scavenger hunt. Miss Johnson handed each of us a list of items to find around the school. The list included things like a red book, a green plant, a picture of a famous person, and a toy car. We were divided into small groups, and I was teamed up with Emma, Jack, and Sophie. We were given a map of the school to help us find the items. With the list in hand and the map as our guide, we set off on our scavenger hunt. Our first stop was the school library. We knew we could find a red book there. As we entered the library, we marvelled at the rows of bookshelves filled with colourful books. It didn't take long for us to spot a bright red book on one of the shelves. Jack carefully pulled it out and checked it off our list. Next, we headed to the school's garden to find a green plant. The garden was a peaceful place with flowers, trees, and a small pond. We walked around, enjoying the fresh air and the sound of birds chirping. Emma found a beautiful green fern, and we took a picture of it with her camera. Another item checked off our list. Our next destination was the school hallway, where we needed to find a picture of a famous person. We knew that the hallway had many pictures and posters on the walls. As we walked along the corridor, we spotted a picture of Albert Einstein, the famous scientist. Sophie took a picture of it and we checked it off our list. The final item on our list was a toy car. We guessed that we might find it in the school's playroom where younger kids often play during recess. We headed to the playroom and searched among the toys. Finally, Jack found a small blue toy car under a pile of blocks. We took a picture of it and checked off the last item on our list. With all the items found, we returned to the classroom where Ms. Johnson was waiting for us. She congratulated us on completing the scavenger hunt and praised our teamwork. We felt proud of ourselves and excited for the next activity. Our next adventure was a science experiment. Ms. Johnson had set up a table with all kinds of materials: baking soda, vinegar, food colouring, and small plastic bottles. She explained that we would be making volcanoes that could erupt. First, we each chose a plastic bottle and decorated it with paper to make it look like a volcano. I used brown and grey paper to make mine look like it was covered in rocks and lava. Then Ms. Johnson helped us fill our bottles with baking soda and a few drops of food colouring. I chose red to make my lava look more realistic. Next, Ms. Johnson poured vinegar into each of our volcanoes. As soon as the vinegar touched the baking soda, our volcanoes erupted. Foam and bubbles spilled out of the bottles, making it look like real lava. We all laughed and cheered as we watched our volcanoes erupt. It was a lot of fun and a great way to learn about chemical reactions. After the science experiment, it was time for lunch. We went to the school cafeteria where we ate our packed lunches. My friends and I shared our snacks and talked about our favourite parts of the morning. Jack said he loved the scavenger hunt, while Sophie enjoyed the science experiment the most. I was having a great time and couldn't wait to see what the afternoon would bring. After lunch, Ms. Johnson announced that we would be going on a nature walk around the school grounds. She handed each of us a clipboard with a checklist of things to look for, such as different types of leaves, birds, and insects. We were also given magnifying glasses to help us see the smaller details. We started our nature walk in the school's garden. The garden was full of colourful flowers, tall trees, and buzzing bees. Ms. Johnson pointed out different types of plants and explained how they grew. We carefully observed the leaves and flowers, checking off items on our list as we found them. As we walked further, we heard the cheerful songs of birds. Emma spotted a robin sitting on a branch, and we used our binoculars to get a closer look. Ms. Johnson told us about the different types of birds we might see and their unique songs. We were excited to learn more about the wildlife around our school. We continued our walk and came across a small pond. The water was clear and we could see fish swimming below the surface. Jack noticed a frog sitting on a lily pad, and we all gathered around to watch it. Sophie found a dragonfly resting on a reed, and she carefully observed its delicate wings with her magnifying glass. As we walked back to the school building, we felt happy and relaxed. The nature walk had been a peaceful and educational experience. Ms. Johnson praised us for our observations and encouraged us to explore nature more often. Back in the classroom, it was time for an art project. Ms. Johnson told us that we would be creating a mural to celebrate our school adventure day. She divided us into small groups and gave each group a large sheet of paper, paints, brushes, and other art supplies. So our group decided to paint a scene from our nature walk. We drew the garden with its colourful flowers, the birds we had seen, and the pond with the frog and dragonfly. We worked together, each of us adding our own touches to the mural. Emma painted the flowers, Jack drew the pond, Sophie added the birds, and I painted the trees and sky. When we finished, we looked at our mural with pride. It was a beautiful representation of our day, and we were excited to share it with the rest of the class. Each group presented their mural and MS. Johnson hung them up on the classroom walls. The room was filled with colourful artwork, and it was amazing to see how everyone had captured different aspects of our adventure. Our final activity of the day was a storytelling session. MS. Johnson asked each of us to write a short story about our favourite part of the day. She handed out paper and pencils, and we sat down to write. I decided to write about the scavenger hunt and how much fun it had been to work with my friends to find the items. After we finished writing, we took turns reading our stories to the class. It was interesting to hear everyone's different perspectives and experiences. Some of my classmates wrote about the science experiment, while others wrote about the nature walk or the art project. We laughed and applauded after each story, enjoying the creativity and imagination of our friends. As the school day came to an end, MS. Johnson gathered us in a circle and thanked us for making the school adventure day so special. She praised our teamwork, creativity, and enthusiasm. We all felt proud of ourselves and grateful for the amazing day we had shared. Before we left MS, Johnson handed each of us a certificate of achievement. The certificate had our names on it and a gold star symbolising our participation in the school adventure day. We thanked MS. Johnson and promised to remember the valuable lessons we had learned. As I walked home with my friends, we talked about our favourite moments from the day. Emma loved the nature walk, Jack enjoyed the scavenger hunt, and Sophie had fun with the science experiment. I couldn't decide which part one liked the most because the entire day had been so wonderful. When I got home, I showed my parents the certificate and told them all about our school adventure. They were very proud of me and happy to hear about the fun activities we had done. I also showed them the pictures we had taken during the day, and they admired our artwork and the things we had found during the scavenger hunt. That evening I felt tired but happy. The school adventure day had been an incredible experience, and I had learned so much. I felt grateful for my friends, my teacher, and the wonderful memories we had created together. I knew that I would always cherish this special day and the lessons it had taught me. As the weeks went by, we continued to talk about our school adventure day, MS. Johnson incorporated some of the things we had learned into our regular lessons, and we often referred back to the experiences we had shared. The murals we had created remained on the classroom walls, reminding us of the fun and excitement of that special day. One weekend, my friends and I decided to have our own adventure outside of school. Inspired by our nature walk, we planned a trip to a nearby park. We packed backpacks with snacks, water and notebooks to record our observations. Our parents agreed to join us and help us explore the park. When we arrived at the park, we felt the same sense of excitement and curiosity that we had experienced during the school adventure day. We walked along the trails, observing the plants, animals and birds. We found a quiet spot by a stream and set up a picnic. As we ate our snacks, we talked about the different things we had seen and shared our observations. After our picnic, we decided to draw some of the things we had observed. We found a shady spot under a tree and took out our notebooks and pencils. Emma drew a picture of a squirrel she had seen. Jack sketched the stream with its clear water and rocks. Sophie drew a butterfly she had observed, and I drew a picture of the trees and flowers. Our parents joined in, and we all shared our drawings. It was a relaxing and creative activity, and it reminded us of the art project we had done at school. We felt proud of our drawings and the memories we had created together. As the sun began to set, we packed up our things and headed back home. We felt happy and content, knowing that we had shared another special adventure together. We promised to plan more outings and continue exploring the world around us. Back at home, I reflected on the school adventure day and how it had inspired us to continue learning and exploring. I realized that the most important lessons were not just about the things we had seen and done, but about the friendships we had strengthened and the sense of wonder we had discovered. I also thought about how Ms. Johnson had made learning so much fun. She had encouraged us to be curious, to work together, and to appreciate the beauty of nature. Her enthusiasm and creativity had made a lasting impact on all of us. As I look back on my school adventure, I feel grateful for the experiences and the memories. It was a day filled with laughter, discovery, and joy, and it brought us closer as a class. I know that I will always remember that special day and the valuable lessons it taught me. This is my story about my school adventure. It was a time filled with fun, laughter, and learning. I hope you enjoyed hearing about our adventures and the lessons I learned. Thank you for listening to my story. Have a nice day.